Hi, this is Fred, FR5ED with a silent 5 here with a beer review, and this is Brother Leo, a Belgian style IPA from Red Brick. And interested to try this. It doesn't rate very well. Let's say on Beer Advocate an 83 after only 11 reviews, and yet it says this is retired, so it's no longer brewed. But over on Rate Beer, that was Beer Advocate, over on Rate Beer, after 20 ratings, it's an overall 67, in style 42. So not that great, but very few ratings. So I'm not sure why so few ratings and why Beer Advocate says it's not brewed anymore. I just picked it up. It scares me, thinking maybe the brewed on date, if it's here, is something from a couple years ago. I doubt that. It's 8% ABV, so it's pushing the limits of an IPA. Maybe it's a double IPA. I'm not finding anything on here regarding brewed on date or anything. So anyway, the commercial description says, rehearse your Gregorian chants, don your monastic habit, and take your vows to the lost order of Brother Leo, devoted to the solitary contemplation of the ancient brew mysteries. Your newfound devotion to drink this heavenly combination of Belgian and American grains, with its mild spiciness, moderate fruity esters, and boldly hoppy notes of citrus, pine, and lemon, encourage sacrifice from the worldly distractions of lesser beers to worship in unity with this inspired brew. Wow, they had to work hard at that one. But anyway, it is very flowery speech. And I'm going to go ahead and get past all the verbosity. Well, I didn't quite get it off that time, but I got it off of the bottle anyway. All right, let's pour this and taste it. Actually, I should be pouring this perhaps into a tulip or a Belgian goblet or a brandy snifter, anything like that. But I'm using my IPA glass. I mean, it's an IPA after all, but a Belgian one at that. Not totally clear, not surprising. Probably bottle conditioned or unfiltered at least. Very golden, honey golden color. Only about a one finger, but mostly dense head. I shall smell it now. A blend of a nice bready malt and a lemongrass. I expected to smell more Belgian yeast in there. Not quite catching that at all. I'll just be honest. I'm not going to say, oh, I get a little bit of it there. I'm not catching it. I'm getting mostly malt and lemongrass. We'll go with that. Let's taste it. Definitely a Belgian IPA, not a West Coast IPA. That being said, it's pretty dry. It's not as sweet as I would have expected from a Belgian IPA. Here's another thing coming up. Okay. There's a touch of balancing sweetness, but it finishes quickly and leaves you nice and dry. The other thing is, there's not a lot of upfront hop bitterness, but as the quick finish fades away, you're left with, noticeable hop bitterness. Not real, strong bitterness, but nonetheless. So up front, you get a malty bit of sweetness. Sweetness fades quickly, the maltiness fades quickly, leaves you with a dry sensation and some hop bitterness. It's very interesting. The other thing is it's a heavier than normal mouthfeel. And again, that's not surprising, being that it's close to a double, and ABV means a lot of grain was used there, and the fact that it's not filtered, you can see how it's hazy, adds to the mouthfeel. So very complex, a lot going on there. I'm not really, let me one more taste and I'll finish my comments here. Wow, third sip is even nicer now that I know what to expect. I don't get a lot of the Belgian yeast. I didn't smell Belgian yeast. I'm not getting a strong Belgian yeast flavor in there either. Certainly would not confuse this with a West Coast US IPA. Even an East Coast. So that leaves European, and I wouldn't confuse it with an English IPA either. So that leaves Belgian. I like it. after about 3 sips. I don't understand the very low ratings. Of course, that was just after a handful. You know, it's very different. It could be that people were expecting something more recognizable within the genre. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking about how do I like it. I'm just doing things, reading, listening to music. I happen to take a sip of a beer that I have. And what do I think? That's enjoyable. I don't find anything wrong with that. Well, anyway, I might not grab it again really soon. I may not seek it out, but I like it. I like the full-bodied feel. I like the fact that it's a little higher gravity. I like the balance of the maltiness, a little bit of sweetness, some hop bitterness, the fact that it's mostly dry. Hey, check it out if you can find it. Red Brick out of Atlanta, Brother Leo Belgian style IPA, actually at 8% bordering on a double IPA. So that's the beer, and this is Fred for 5ED, over and out.